Right, so there's the other two solar panels up. All four are up. As you can see, they're wired in. I haven't taped the wires off yet. I'll hold them down with these little hold downs. They stick like shit to a blanket as long as you clean the surface first. I always prep it with universal wipes. The Clinell ones I find are pretty good. They're almost like wiping with panel wipe thinners. Cleans it up, lets it stick lovely. As you can see, I've prepared a couple over there. They're already stuck down. As you can see there. The cable I've got running over, I've got two sets in parallel, two in parallel. They then run to these connectors. I know it looks a mess, but I haven't sorted it all out yet. To these connectors, which, not that I don't trust the manufacturers or anything, but I don't trust the manufacturers or anything, so I've electrical taped them nice and tight, a little bit of Vaseline to see them, and cable tied over the top of the electrical tape so it won't come loose. That leaves me with two blank ends, which I've covered over because this is a neutral. And there's another one around here, which I've already marked with a bit of red shrink tubing, and I've checked it with my voltmeter to make sure the voltage is the right way around. Next thing, drilled a hole in this front corner. And what I've done is I put a bit of tubing in. It's just a bit of wire ducting. It's sticking down inside the roof about that far. It's sticking above the roof, as you can see, that far. That way, if water ever does get underneath the connector box, it's got to wake its way up, down and in. That also acts as a grommet. So the wires are going to be going in through these glands here, down into the roof. And this box will be sealed to the roof like that, which is what I'm going to do right now. I need all my hands free, so I'm going to put you down and I'm going to get back on with wiring up this mess, or tidying up this mess. I've already wired up this mess, which is why it's a mess, but anyway, I'm going to get on with it. See you in a bit. Right, there's the entry gland on the corner. I'm going to do another matching one on the other side because I've got a roof bar to go up here. One of them long roof LED strips to go along there. So I'm going to do another matching entry gland on the other side so I can run the wiring in for that over there, and then that'll be wired into the Phoenix system. So it only works when the van's running. Anyway, there's my connectors. I shall be securing these down tomorrow when this Sikaflex has gone off. Then I'm going to bring up some spiral binding and I shall bind all this roof wiring up, get it all tidied up, and then cable tie it to the roof and to the uni strut and whatever, just to make it look nice and tidy. Anyway, I'll get back to you tomorrow when this is dried and I can start playing with things. Ta-da! Right then peeps, I finally managed to capture this doing what it does. When the house battery is fully charged via the solar and it's in float mode, it switches the excess solar power to charging the starter battery. Because this is an ambulance, the starter battery is connected via a voltage sensitive relay to the batteries that control all the ambulance stuff, which I call the Phoenix batteries, because the ambulance is controlled by what's called the Phoenix system, which is a computerized board, basically like a massive Arduino, if you know what that is, and it controls everything in the van, all the inside lights, the outside lights, the heater, the roof vents, the fans, everything. I've removed most of that and I've kept some of the functions like the alleyway lights, both sides and rear. I've kept the interior lights, they still work via the Phoenix system, but I've also put LED strips in there so they also work via the leisure battery. So what's happening at the moment is house battery's full, I'm charging the starter battery. There's enough power in the starter battery to operate the relay for the Phoenix system because it thinks the alternator's running. As soon as it sees 13.6 it turns on, so I'm now charging the house battery in float. I'm charging the starter battery, the two Phoenix batteries, and the tail lift battery via solar. If that makes any sense. Because this is also a B2B, when I start the engine it charges the starter battery, which charges the leisure battery. When I plug in to shore power, I've got a mains charger under the seat which charges the starter battery and also charges the leisure battery. So I've got three ways of charging. I've got alternator, shore power and solar. and all of them charge all 4 battery systems. There's only one battery in the entire van that isn't charged, and that is the chassis battery. The Transit comes with 2 batteries to start with, a starter battery and the chassis battery. The starter battery is isolated, totally doesn't do anything apart from start the van. The chassis battery does radio memory, alarm, remote central locking, body control module, all them sorts of things. So it's always got a load on it. That is the only battery, because it's only connected when the ignition's on by a relay and not by a voltage sensing relay. It's only ever connected to the starter battery and thus the charging system when the ignition's on. So that small solar panel you saw up on the roof earlier that I've been using for a couple of months to keep this system going, I'm going to be wiring into the chassis battery. So just to confuse matters, and this is my 13th attempt at explaining this, I've got a chassis battery, a starter battery, 2 Phoenix system batteries, a tail lift battery and a leisure battery. The 2 van batteries, which is the chassis battery and the starter battery, are connected by a relay which is only with the ignition on. The starter battery is connected to the Phoenix batteries and the tail lift batteries via solenoid relays which are voltage sensing and are controlled by a little micro computer control unit underneath the passenger seat. And then the starter battery is connected to the leisure battery via this B2B. The solar is connected to the leisure battery via the MPPT, and then back via the B2B to the starter battery, then by the VSR to the Phoenix batteries and to the tail lift battery. There's a lot of acronyms in there: VSR, B2B, MPPT. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. It is not simple. These videos are literally so I can tell what the fucking hell I've done, because it's I'm really pleased with how it's came, the outcome. I wasn't sure whether it would work. I'm amazed it has worked, but basically I've got enough solar on the roof to charge 4 separate systems, including the starter battery, including the ambulance system, and including the tail lift battery, which I use for nothing else than running an inverter to charge my tools in the boot. Yes, it's overly complicated. Yes, it is. What can I say? It works. I'm over the moon. I've now got 13 videos to sit down and look through and see which ones makes the most sense. I've tried to make it simpler as I've gone along and unconfuse myself, but I've just taken 2 paracetamol. I've got a bloody headache. That's my charging system. It's the most overcomplicated, probably underused system ever invented by man, or well, maybe not by man, but by me. And I've got loads of pencil marks all over my B2B and my MPPT, which connects to my VSRs. Confused? You will be after the next episode of the Overland Ambulance.